A human birth can take 12 hours, sometimes longer. A chimpanzee, one of our closest living relatives, can give birth in under 20 minutes, often alone, sometimes while still moving through the trees. Somewhere between our shared ancestor and us, birth became slower, harder, and more dangerous. The reason is written directly into the shape of your pelvis. Look at a chimpanzee's pelvis next to a human one, and the difference is obvious. Ours is shorter, bowl-shaped, curved forward. Theirs is longer and flatter. That shape is not random. It is the direct result of walking on two legs. When our ancestors stood upright, the muscles that swing the legs and stabilize the hips had to reattach in new positions. Over millions of years, the entire pelvis was rebuilt around that single demand: move efficiently on 2 feet. But the pelvis is not only a walking structure. In females, it is also the birth canal. And that creates a problem. Because at the same time, our ancestors were reshaping the pelvis for bipedal walking, another part of the body was expanding fast. The brain. Human brain size roughly tripled over the last few million years of evolution. A bigger brain means a bigger skull. And a bigger skull has to pass through that same narrowed bipedal pelvis. For decades, this collision was called the obstetrical dilemma, a pelvis narrowed for walking, up against a head enlarged for thinking, forced to meet in the same anatomical space. It's a compelling idea, and it captures something real. The fit between a human newborn's head and the mother's birth canal is remarkably tight. So tight that the baby cannot simply pass straight through. It has to rotate. As the head descends, it turns to align with the widest part of the pelvis, then turns again on the way out. Most other primates don't do this. Their birth canals are roomier relative to the newborn's head, so the baby can descend facing one direction the entire way. Human birth is a spiral. Theirs is closer to a straight drop. That rotation is also why human birth traditionally involves help. A chimpanzee mother can reach down, guide her own infant out, and immediately identify which way it's facing. A human mother often cannot see or safely reach her baby as it emerges, partly because of how the body has turned inside the birth canal. That may be part of why human childbirth, across cultures and throughout history, has so often involved another person assisting. For a long time, this pelvis versus brain story was treated as the full explanation. But recent research complicates it. Anthropologists have pointed out that pelvis width barely affects how efficiently humans walk or run, which undercuts the idea that bipedalism alone forced the pelvis to stay narrow. And a separate hypothesis developed by researchers studying maternal energetics argues that the real limit on human pregnancy may not be bone at all. It may be calories. Growing a fetus costs energy, and that cost rises sharply as the pregnancy continues. According to this energetics hypothesis, a mother's body can only sustain that rising metabolic demand for so long before it reaches a ceiling. Birth, in this view, happens not because the baby has run out of room, but because the mother has run out of sustainable energy to keep fueling that growth. The pelvis may still shape how birth happens, but it might not be the reason birth happens when it does. Scientists don't fully agree on which explanation carries more weight, and both are still being tested and refined. What is well established is the outcome. Compared with other primates, human babies are born strikingly underdeveloped. A newborn chimpanzee already has a brain that's roughly half the size it will be as an adult. A human newborn's brain is closer to a quarter, sometimes closer to 30% of its eventual adult size. The rest of that growth happens after birth, out in the world, not inside the womb. That is why a human infant can't lift its own head, can't focus its eyes clearly, can't do anything but cry, feed, and sleep, while a newborn gazelle can stand and run within an hour of being born. It looks like a design flaw. It isn't. It's the visible cost of everything else the human body traded for. Walking upright freed the hands. A larger brain made room for the reasoning, memory, and social behavior that define our species. Neither of those changes was free. The bill came due in the birth canal, and it's still being paid every time a human is born. So the next time you see how long human labor takes, or how helpless a newborn looks compared with almost any other mammal, remember what that difficulty actually represents. It isn't the human body failing at birth. It's the price of standing up and thinking the way we do, paid in full, one birth at a time.